Hello everyone, I am Greek Coder and in this video I am doing a review of match number 9 in this season of IPL between GT and RR. So this match was played at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad and it was the first home game for the Gujarat Titans. Shubman Gill was not fit for this match, so Rashid Khan was leading the side in his absence. And RR won the toss and decided to bat first. So this was the first time a side had won the toss and chose to bat first in this season. RR batted first and posted a score of 210, which looked a good score. But in the second innings, Sai Sudarshan played well to keep Gujarat in the chase. Then came the impact player Ravi Bishnoi, who took 4 wickets in the second half of the game to put GT under pressure. But Rashid Khan and Rabada kept GT in the game till the last over, forming a very good partnership. With 15 needed of the last 2 overs, GT had the upper hand, but Chopra and Tushar Deshpande had other plans. They bowled an excellent last 2 overs to deny GT a win. So Ravi Bishnoi was given the player of the match for taking 4 wickets. So let's start with the playing 11 first. So for GT, we have Sai Sudarshan, Kumar Kushagra, Josh Butler, Glenn Phillips, Washington Sundar, Tewatia, Shahrukh Khan, Rashid, Rabada, Ashok, Siraj, and Prasidh Krishna. So there was one change with Kumar Kushagra coming in place of Shubman Gill, who was injured for this match. And Prasidh Krishna was subbed out, and Shahrukh Khan came in as the impact sub in the second innings. For RR, we have Yashasvi Jaiswal, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Dhruv Jurel, Riyan Parag, Hetmeyer, Donovan Ferreira, Ravindra Jadeja, then Jofra Archer, Berger, Tushar Deshpande, Sandeep Sharma, and Ravi Bishnoi. So there were a couple of changes in RR's side also. So Donovan Ferreira came into the side, and Tushar Deshpande also came into the side in place of Brijesh Sharma. So in the last match, RR played with only 11. They didn't make the impact sub. So they had only 11 players playing in the last match. So Donovan Pereira, was the extra player which came into this side. So Ravi Bishnoi was the impact sub and came in the second innings in place of Donovan Pereira. So we'll go to the scoreboard. In the first innings, Vaibhav Suryavanshi started off with a 2 fours of Mohammad Siraj in the first over, and they scored 10 runs in that over. Next over, Rabada came to bowl and he bowled a good over. In the next over, Jaiswal hit 6 and 2 fours of Siraj, and on the fifth ball of that same over, he tried to play the ball on the leg side like a cross-faded shot, but he got an underage which went to Josh Butler behind the stumps. Butler dived to his right, but he could not hold on to the ball. That over went for 15 runs. Then again in the next over of Rabada, Vaibhav hit a 4, and on the next ball went for a quick single, hitting the ball to mid-off. Rashid Khan, who was fielding in mid-off, attacked the ball and hit a throw at the bowler's end. He missed the ball. Otherwise, Vaibhav was out of his crease and would have been run out. That same over, Jaiswal hit a 6 towards the mid-wicket boundary in the last ball. Then the fifth over, Ashok Sharma came into the attack, and Vaibhav greeted him with a 4 and a 6. In the next over, Prasidh Krishna came into the attack, and Jaiswal hit him for a 6 and a 4, scoring 12 runs in the over. At the end of power play, RR were going strong at 69 for 0, with both the openers looking to attack the bowlers. Then in the seventh over, after the timeout, Rashid Khan came into the attack and got Vaibhav Suryavanshi out, who tried to go for the big shot and gave only 5 runs in that over. Next over from Prasidh also went for only 6 runs. Then again Rashid came back for his second over and that over went for 12 runs, but in that over also there were 5 wides in it. So Ashok Sharma came and bowled a good 10th over, giving only 5 runs. RR finished 10 over stage at 97 for 1, and the run rate, which was around 11.5, came down to 9.7. In the 11th over, bowled by Rashid Khan, Jurel hit a 4 of the first ball, and on the third ball, got and on third ball, a review was taken for a caught behind by GT, and they lost the review. And on the last ball, he got a thick outside edge while looking to cut, and the ball um, raced away to the boundary, and with RR scoring 10 runs in that particular over. Then Siraj came back on, and Jaiswal hit him for a 4, and then in the next balls, Jurel hit him for a 4 and 6, scoring 15 runs in that over. In the next over, Rabada came back strongly by taking the wicket of Jaiswal uh, after getting hit for a 4. Then Rian came into the middle and he hit his first ball for 6. Then in the next over, Prasidh Krishna got the wicket of Rian Parag and Shimran Hetmeyer had to come in the middle. Same over, on the fourth ball, Prasidh Krishna, bowled a bouncer and the umpire gave it as a wide for height. But some of the GT fielders like Glenn Phillips, kind of were interested and felt that there was a glove, but they didn't take the review. But when the replace came, there was a definite glove, and there was a spike when the ultra edge was shown. Then in the same over, in the last 2 balls, Shimran Hetmeyer, hit 2 6s, in that same over. He would have been out if GT had taken the review, but he, was now making them pay back. In the next over, Jurel hit Rashid for a 6 and took 12 runs of that over. Then in the 16th over, Ashok Sharma came into the attack and he got the wicket of Hetmeyer, who was looking like he is going to attack. He tried to hit a taking shot and lost his wicket. In the same over, Ashok Sharma gave only 6 runs. Then in the next over, Rabada came to the attack and took the wicket of Donovan Pereira, who couldn't score many runs. In the same over, after the wicket of Pereira, Jurel hit the ball in the air, towards the long on boundary, and Siraj, who was positioned at long on, caught the ball, and he was very close to the boundary, so he was losing. So because he was losing his balance, he threw the ball up in the air, trying to keep it inside the ground, but the ball went outside the ground and it went for a 6. So Jurel completed his 50 in the same over, and in the 18th over, Jurel hit Ashok Sharma for a 6 and took 13 runs in that over. Next over, Jurel again hit 1 6 and took 11 runs of Prasidh Krishna. So in the last over, Siraj, took the wicket of Jurel and gave only 9 runs in that over, with Jadeja, hitting the last ball for 4. So Royals finished with a score of 210 for 6. Now let's go through the scoreboard. So for RR, Jaiswal scored 55 of 36, Vaibhav Suryavanshi 31 of 18, Dhruv Jurel 75 of 42, Riyan Parag 8 of 4, Hetmeyer 18 from 8, Pereira 1 from 3, Jadeja 7 of 7, and Chopra 1 of 2. And for the bowling card, Siraj 4 overs 48 for 1, Rabada 4 overs 42 for 2, Ashok Sharma 4 overs 37 for 1, Prasidh Krishna 4 overs 43 for 1. Rashid Khan 4 overs 39 for 1. So RR finished at 210 for 6 in 20 overs. That is a run rate of 10.5, and there were 14 extras, 1 leg by and 13, which included 1 leg by and 13 wides. Then the second innings started with 5 wides by Jofra, who opened the bowling, and he was bowling to Sai Sudarshan. He bowled the ball on the leg side, and the keeper Dhruv Jurel had no chance of stopping it. Then Sai Sudarshan hit a 6 and a 4 to finish the first over at 15 for no loss. The next over, Sai Sudarshan again hit a 4 and scored 7 runs in the over, which was bowled by Andre Burger. Then Sai Sudarshan and Kumar Kushagra, who was opening with him in place of Shubman, hit a 4 each in the next over and scored 10 runs. Sandeep came into the attack, and Kumar Kushagra hit him for a 4 and scored 8 runs in that over. So then again, RR made a change and brought in Tushar Deshpande, and he bowled a good over, giving only 5 runs. GT finished the power play, scoring 11 runs off the Sandeep Sharma over and finished at 56 for 0. Then in the 7th over, Jadeja came into the attack, and Sai Sudarshan hit him for a 4 and scored 11 runs in that over. Then Parag himself came into the attack, and again Sai welcomed him with a 4 and brought up his 50 with a 6. Then on the last ball of that over, Riyan Parag got the wicket of Kumar Kushagra. Then again in the next over of Jadeja, Sai Sudarshan hit a 4 and a 6 and scored 14 runs in that over. Then in the 10th over, Andre Burger was hit 2 fours in that over by Josh Butler and Sai Sudarshan. And GT were 103 for 1 at the halfway stage. Then in the 11th over, Ravi Bishnoi, the impact player, came into the bowl, and he, in his first over itself, took the important wicket of Sai Sudarshan. Then in next over, Butler, hit 3 fours of Tushar Deshpande, scoring 15 runs and keeping the runs flowing. Then in the next over, Bishnoi again got the wicket of Glenn Phillips and Washington Sundar. Then Riyan Parag brought back Nandre Burger, and he took the wicket of Butler on his first ball. After this wicket, GT brought in the impact player Shah Rukh Khan, and he hit a 6 and a 4 in the same over, taking 12 runs off that over. In the 15th over, Bishnoi was hit for a 4 and a 6 of the first 2 balls by Rahul Tewatia, but on the third ball, Bishnoi got his wicket, edging him behind to Dhruv Jurel. Then Rashid Khan came into the middle, and the first ball went through the batter and the keeper for 4, which were given as runs. Then on the next ball, Rashid played the ball of Bishnoi to a deep cover, and they both, Shah Rukh Khan and Rashid, went for the third run. But Jadeja was the fielder who was fielding at the deep cover, and his rocket arm proved too strong for them, as the throw, he threw the ball to the keeper, and Shah Rukh Khan got run out trying to take a third run. They scored 16 runs in that over, but also lost 2 wickets. So GT were 161 for 7 with 50 needed of the last 5 overs, with Rabada and Rashid Khan on strike. Looking at the wickets column, RR hooked on top at this stage, but in the next over, Rabada hit Archer for a 6 and took 10 runs from the over. In the next over again, both Rabada and Rashid hit a 4 each of Ravi Bishnoi, again scoring 10 runs. They were scoring the required runs, and the game was coming to a very close finish with 30 needed in 3 overs. In the next over, bowled by Sandeep Sharma, Rashid hit the first ball for a four, and then Rabada hit the third ball for a six, scoring 15 runs in that over. So this particular over shifted the momentum of the game in favor of GT, as they now required only 15 runs in the next 2 overs. Then Archer bowled an excellent 19th over, giving away just 4 runs. Then 11 runs were needed of the final over, and the game was coming to a tense finish. Tushar Deshpande was about to bowl the last over. With 11 needed of the final over, Tushar started with a wide, and then of the next three deliveries gave three singles. He was bowling Yorkers and executing it well. So on the fourth ball, Rashid Khan tried to scoop him for a boundary behind, but he missed, resulting in a dot ball. Then with 7 needed of the last two deliveries, Tushar Deshpande got the wicket of Rashid Khan, and Jofra Archer took a good running catch on the boundary. Deshpande held his nerve and bowled a dot to Ashok Sharma, and RR went on to win the match by 6 runs. This was so far, the closest match in this IPL, and Rajasthan Royals, held their nerves at the end. Now let's go through the second innings scoreboard. Sai Sudarshan 73 of 44, Kumar Kushagra 18 of 14, Josh Butler 26 of 14, Phillips 3 of 4, Washington Sundar 4 of 2, Rahul Tewatia 12 from 6, Shahrukh Khan 11 of 4, Rashid Khan 24 of 16, Rabada 23 of 16 not out, Ashok Sharma 0 from 1. Then the bowling, Jofra Archer 4 overs 38 for 0, Nandre Bhagat 3 overs 29 for 1, Sandeep Sharma 3 overs 34 for 0, Tushar Deshpande 3 overs 24 for 1, Jadeja 2 overs 25 for 0, Riyan Parag 1 over 11 for 1, and Ravi Bishnoi, the player of the match, 4 overs 41 for 4. GT finished with a score of 204 for 8 in the 20 overs, and the run rate was 10.2, and there were 10 extras, which included buys, 1 leg by, 7 wides, and 1 no ball. Now let's go through the fall of wickets. So for GT, Kumar Kushagra lost his wicket in the 8th over at 78, bowled by Parag, and Hetmyer took a catch at long on. Then Sai Sudarshan lost his wicket in the 11th over at 107 on the bowling of Ravi Bishnoi. He tried to hit him on the leg side, but the ball took the bottom edge and went up in the air, and Tushar Deshpande took catch on the other boundary, coming inside. Glenn Phillips lost his wicket again to Ravi Bishnoi, trying to hit a six towards long on, and Archer took a catch. And again, Washington Sundar also trying to hit him for a six, lost his wicket to Bishnoi, and Jadeja took the catch in the 13th over. Josh Butler lost his wicket to Nandre Burger, he bowled an excellent bouncer, and Sandeep Sharma took a good catch at the deep fine leg in the 14th over. Rahul Tewatia lost his wicket to again Ravi Bishnoi, caught by the wicketkeeper Dhruv Jiral, trying to cut the ball and got a thin edge in the 15th over. Shahrukh Khan was run out with Jadeja throwing the ball to the wicketkeeper and Jiral taking the wheels off. Then Rashid Khan got out in the last over with an excellent catch from Archer and a good ball by Deshpande. So for RR, Vaibhav Suryavanshi lost his wicket in the 7th over at 70 on the bowling of Rashid Khan, and Glenn Phillips took a catch at mid wicket. Jaiswal was bowled by Rabada. Then Riyan Parag lost his wicket to Prasidh Krishna, trying to play a shot and chipping it to backward point, where Kushagra took the catch in the 14th over. Then Shimran Hetmyer tried to accelerate the innings and hit a six, but Ashok Sharma took his wicket with Siraj taking a good diving catch on the a long on boundary. Then Donovan Pereira lost his wicket to Rabada with Glenn Phillips taking the catch in the 17th over, and Drew Jurel, the final wicket, was falling in the last over with Mohammad Siraj bowling and Butler taking the catch. Now let's look at the top partnerships for both the teams. So for GT, the opening partnership between Sai Sudarshan and Kumar Kushagra was the highest of 78 runs in 48 balls. Then after that was the partnership between Rabada and Rashid Khan, which brought them back into the game of 43 of 30 deliveries. And in between, there were a couple, three partnerships worth more than 20, which, kind of kept their scoring rate going. For RR, the opening partnership was the highest, 70 of 38 deliveries. Then the second highest one was between Jaiswal and Suryavanshi. And second highest was between Jaiswal and Dhruv Jurel, 56 of 37. And then they had one partnership between Jadeja and Dhruv of 39. And one more of 30 of 13 from Shimran and Dhruv. Now let's look at the graphs. So as you can see, the worm also is looking very close as both the teams are very close to each other, and this was definitely very close game. So you can see nothing is separating both these teams. They kind of scored at the same rate. Only thing to notice is at the end GT's form came down right at the end in the last 2 overs, where RR bowlers gave only 8 runs in that 2 overs. So if you look at the run rate also, they ended pretty much at the same position. They were very close to each other with one or the other moving up and down. At the start, no GT were scoring at a very high rate, but then they again came down below the RR and then finished at almost the same position. Then if you look at the Manhattan, for RR, if you see, they had many overs. No, most of the overs they scored more than 10 runs. They kind of hit a boundary or a six in most of the overs, and if you can see, the highest over is of 15. But in every over, they were kind of getting more than 10 runs per over, and only few of the overs were below 10. So they didn't get a 20 run over or 25 run over, but they kind of consistently scored runs in the overs, and some of the places they kind of slowed down, like in this after the power play when they lost Vaibhav Suryavanshi, they scored 5 runs and 6 runs, and again in the 10th over they scored only 5 runs. So if you look at GT, so GT also kind of they are also, Manhattan looks similar. They also have many overs which were kind of around a 10 runs mark, and they had a over of 16 runs, which was the highest, but in that they lost wickets. So you see, they are having the worst of their overs came in the last two with 4 and 4 runs coming, so total 8 runs coming off the last 2 overs. Other overs were very good, but only the last 2 overs is where they kind of uh, lost that game. So if we go to the scoreboard, so now for the summary of the match, I think GT were playing today without Shubman Gill, and but they played very well. Even missing the captain, they throughout the game they didn't let it slip away, and they kept coming back in the game. In the first innings itself, they restricted RR to 210, which looked like it was a good comeback from them. because at one point, the end of the power play, it looked like RR was going to score many more runs. GT, kind of held them back by taking wickets, and the chase also they were in the game for throughout all the overs, including the last 2 overs. They looked out of the game when they lost the seventh wicket and when they required that 50 runs of the last 5 overs with 7 wickets down. But even from that position, they came back into the game and showing that they are a good side. Their bowling looks very strong, and in both the games, their batting is what has disappointed them. And for RR, I think they were a few runs short from the position they were at the start and also at the halfway stage with the wickets in hand. They could have got more runs, but in the second half they kept losing wickets and could not finish the way they would have liked, as it was a good wicket for batting. And even in their bowling, they kind of struggled to contain the runs, but they kept on taking wickets, which finally made that difference. If GT had wickets in hand, they would have easily chased down the target. And also for RR, the best bowling overs came in the 19th and 20th over, which gave only four runs each. So those two overs were one of the main reasons because of which RR got the 2 points. So let's look at the points table. So Rajasthan Royals have moved to the top of the table with 4 points and a run rate of 2.23, winning the second match. And Gujarat Titans, they are still on zero, and they are on the seventh place and still waiting for their first win. So if you look at the graph, RR moved on top with 4 points, whereas if you see at GT, they are still at 0 points and they played their second match. If you look at the positions, so in the bottom half, if you see, there is not much change with the last teams, last half 5 or 6 teams, they haven't changed the position. Only RR has changed the position by moving from third position to first, and the top two teams came down one position each, with PC coming to second and Punjab coming to the third position. Other than that, all the other teams are at the same position. So that's it in this video, and let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.